eBay has been around since September 3rd, 1995, with many people selling on the platform. There's no surprise that there's possibly millions of items sold each day, and a handful of those could be items that are out of the ordinary, such as serial killers' personal items or even haunted dolls. In today's video, we talk about the most disturbing items sold on eBay. Welcome back to another video. Before this one starts, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other social medias, but I really want to keep this intro short for you guys since you clicked for the video topic. So let's just get straight into it. Murderabillia. Murderabillia or murderabillia refers to collectibles associated with murders, homicides, and individuals responsible or other violent crimes. The term was coined by Andy Kahan, who serves as a director of the Crime Victims Office at the Houston Police Department. Collectors directly seek items that have a direct connection to murders, such as artifacts they owned or used, as well as items like artwork created by these individuals. Almost anything linked to mass murders or serial killers, including vehicles, weapons used in crimes, and even clothing worn during the commission of crimes, can be sought after and traded in this market. Some holy grails from this niche hobby are items such as Jeffrey Dahmer's real worn glasses, Jeffrey Dahmer's real urn, John Wayne Gacy's Pogo the Clown paintings and real clown suits, and most notably Ted Bundy's Volkswagen that carried multiple of his victims. As you can tell, this is a pretty weird hobby, and some people argue that buying these items are low-key glorifying the killers, which is a very bad thing to do. However, the examples that I listed were not sold on eBay, but instead third-party sites and donated to museums. On eBay, you could find items such as real crime scene photos, signed serial items, and old newspapers talking about their crimes. But one specific sold eBay listing caught my attention, and it's this jacket that was allegedly worn by Jeffrey Dahmer. This item was sold on May 2nd, 2016 by eBay seller Plagle41. The description reads, "I was in the same class as Dahmer at Revere High in Bath, Ohio. In our senior year, I was in a comedy act in our varsity show at Revere and needed an army jacket for the sketch. Dahmer loaned me this one from his car. When I tried to return it after the show, he said to just keep it. He didn't want it back. Some of us remember him wearing this occasionally. This coat has been in my parents' home in Richfield, Ohio until last year when I sold the house. Now I'm selling it because no one in my family wants it around." The eBay listing was an auction and the winning bid for this jacket was $150. Giving the description the benefit of the doubt, this is a pretty chilling story, considering that Dahmer just gave them a free jacket. But is this story even true? Honestly, who knows, and there is a good chance that this story is true. On Reddit, there was a discussion about this very jacket talking about its authenticity. One Reddit user asked if there are any photos of Dahmer wearing that jacket, and it got a reply back from this Reddit user. The Reddit user said, "Both Dahmer and his former friends have said he often wore a standard army jacket in high school. On the page, this jacket was listed to be sold. The seller gave all sorts of verifying information except their name, which would be the most important to claim authenticity. They claim their name is included in the biography of Dahmer, but that could really be anybody and doesn't precisely authenticate the jacket's history without verification. It could be Dahmer's, or it probably isn't. Who the hell would hang on to a jacket for presumably 30 plus years? You can buy old army jackets at any thrift store. To my knowledge, there are no photos of Dahmer wearing the army jacket, though he's been depicted as wearing the jacket in some of former friend Derf Backderf's art. There are several photos of him in this jacket, which is similar looking to an army jacket but does not have the breast pockets, and includes a symbol on the left breast. He wore an army jacket while in the army, of course, and there is this picture wearing his jacket in the barracks. This does not line up with the original seller's story about the jacket from high school, of course, and additionally, Dahmer burned his greens very quickly after returning to America from Germany. Sigh. I've done too much research on this dude over the years, so thanks for coming to my TED Talk. If anyone else wants to chime in with some speculations, please do so. From the looks of it, it seems that the Reddit user doesn't fully know if the story is true or not. But if this story is somehow true, then this makes this eBay listing pretty disturbing. Ghost in a jar. On June 5th, 2003, a very strange eBay listing appeared on the site. This listing was allegedly selling a ghost which is trapped inside a jar. The description reads, "Back in the early 1980s, while out metal detecting detecting, I came across an old abandoned cemetery with the foundation of a home site or church or something nearby. While searching around the foundation, my detector indicated there was something in the ground close by the southwest corner of the foundation. After digging down about 2 feet, my shovel struck a wooden box that had nearly rotted out. The metal hinges and hasp were about all that was left of it. I thought I had discovered a fortune. Boy, did that ever turn out to be wrong. There were 2 jars and an old journal in the box. The jars had some strange writing and symbols on them. While getting the jars out of the ground, I dropped one and it broke. A black mist or something seeped out of it. I finally talked to someone who is versed in these things and has told me that the only way to get rid myself of this thing was to pass the unopened jar onto someone else. Therefore, I am offering it to you, if you dare, the ghost in the jar. With it, I am sure you will be getting the black thing also. If you are brave enough to want this, bid to your heart's desire. Right off the bat, this sounds very sketchy and is probably not real. But what's even stranger is that somebody actually bidded in this auction, and the winning bid was $50,922. Now keep in mind, just because you win an auction, it doesn't mean you have to buy it. So there was a winning bid for $50K, but there's a chance that the bid was fake, and they never actually bought the ghost in the jar. Now there really isn't more information about the ghost in the jar, but I did find one more thing, and that there's a book about this jar called Ghost in a Jar, the story by Tommy Johnson and the Black Thing, the eBay sensation that rocked the internet and captured the imaginations of millions of people around the world. Readers must decide for themselves whether the ghost in the jar is a hoax or one of the most disturbing paranormal cases ever recorded. Look, I am not gonna bother to buy the book and read it, but I assume that this story is fake. However, there was a real listing of this supposedly ghost in a jar. But what do you guys think? Is this a real ghost or is it just a hoax? Creepy haunted dolls. For this entry, I will be talking about different listings of dolls. Some are just creepy, while some are allegedly haunted. First doll I want to talk about is this doll with burnt out eyes. This doll was sold on eBay on August 26, 2013. It was listed for auction, starting price $29.99, but nobody bidded. The description reads, "This listing is for a 10-inch absolute creepy baby doll that I found in the bottom of the South River while out kayaking a few months ago. It was found about 5 feet away from a backpack filled with clothes but no ID, and was sitting there for God only knows how long, as the material of the clothing all but completely fell apart while lifting it. This is by far one of the creepiest dolls I've ever seen, and there have been times that I've entered the room that she's displayed in, and she seems to be positioned differently at least once a week. Whether you're using this as a Halloween prop or just have a fancy for the ultra creepy, please get this thing out of my house. I'll even include free shipping as thanks for doing so. Thanks for looking and good luck bidding. Like I've mentioned, nobody participated in this auction and this doll was never sold. Another doll that was sold on eBay is this haunted bartender doll. The item sold on May 7th, 2014 for $90. The description reads, "This battery operated bartender doll comes from a collection of haunted items that have been given to me to sell for a friend. My friend had a relative pass away recently, and this deceased woman was heavily involved in the occult. She was a witch of dark magic from Lilydale, New York. Lilydale is a town close to where I live. That is an area that many people of whom are psychics or witches live. It is very famous for those residents. I am told that this item apparently moves on its own, even though it has no batteries in it. It's old and in rough, creepy shape. Honestly, it just gives me the creeps, and I don't like the energy it gives off." Finally, the last doll that I want to talk about is this John Wayne Gacy with victim doll. John was known for making paintings in jail and even sold a few while he was locked up. The most famous painting he painted was the infamous Pogo the Clown painting, which is a self-portrait of John in his iconic clown outfit. He even painted other things such as paintings from Disney movies. Something that I want to note is that this doll was not made by John Wayne Gacy. It was made by a local folk artist. The doll was sold on eBay for $275 on October 21st, 2015. The description reads, "John Wayne Gacy doll 12 inches tall, hand painted by a local folk artist, and the face glows in the dark. make me an offer. Once again, this is not a creation from John, but the main reason why I wanted to mention this doll was because I actually got into contact with the seller. I asked them for more information on the John doll, which they said they do not have. I think they misunderstood me because I didn't ask if they had one now, because I was referring to the one they sold back in 2015. The seller also said this: I have a Pogo the Clown Gacy painting that's painted in blood. The story goes, I purchased a set of embalming tools from a retired doctor of Stateville Correctional Center EI, where John Wayne Gacy was imprisoned and executed. He also gave me a vial of dried up blood, claiming it belonged to John Wayne Gacy from the autopsy. There is zero proof that this is legit, but the story was amazing, so I recreated the Pogo picture using the oxidized blood for the red colors. Just curious, whom did you hear about this from? This really interested me because I only asked information about the doll, and yet the seller told me that they have a painting of Gacy allegedly painted with his blood. Once again, allegedly, but I was not expecting them to tell me a whole story, which, not gonna lie, it is pretty interesting if this is true. 18th century child coffin. This coffin listing ended on eBay on November 3rd, 2013, listed at $1,200, but nobody bid it in the auction. The title of this listing was titled 18th Century Child's Coffin. The description of the item reads, Blank has sold this 7 times. Everyone keeps bringing it back to her, so she asked me to list this on my computer store. She does not have the internet. Each owner has complained of things happening that did not happen before their purchase. Things falling off the walls, shelves, the TV changing by itself, turning on and off on its own, lights flickering, and so on. Your typical poltergeist behavior. It is a child after all. Now, we don't know if the coffin is really haunted or not, but I don't think that this item is actually haunted. Sure, it is creepy that you're selling a child's coffin in the first place, but I just find this one harder to believe. What do you guys think? I wish I could find more answers to this item, such as by messaging the seller, but when I go to their page, it says that this user is no longer registered, so we've reached a dead end. Celebrities' personal items. It's no surprise that people try to sell celebrities' personal items on eBay, such as chewed gum from Britney Spears, Scarlett Johansson's naughty tissue, Justin Timberlake's French toast, etc. But which celebrity has the weirdest personal items sold on eBay? Well, that award goes to William Shatner. In case you do not know who that is, William Shatner is a renowned Canadian actor with a career that has spanned 7 decades. He gained widespread recognition for his iconic role as James T. Kirk in the Star Trek franchise. Shatner first portrayed Captain Kirk in the 1966 debut of the TV series and continued his role until his final appearance in the 7th Star Trek film, Star Trek Generations. So what was his personal item that was sold on eBay? Believe it or not, it was actually his kidney stone. In 2006, William underwent surgery to remove a kidney stone. Rather than discarding it, William decided to auction off the kidney stone for charity. The stone was put up for sale on eBay, and the proceeds from the auction went to Habitat for Humanity, a non-profit organization that builds affordable housing for those in need. The unusual auction gained attention and became a topic of discussion in the media. Ultimately, the kidney stone was sold for $25,000, and the funds contributed to a charitable cause. Although this is an extremely weird item to sell, at least it was for a good cause. But that leads me to one final question. Who on earth would pay $25,000 for a kidney stone? Well, an online casino called Golden Palace bought the kidney stone. The casino is known for its eccentric and unconventional marketing strategies, often involving the purchase of unusual items or engaging in attention-grabbing stunts for promotional purposes. In this case of Shatner's kidney stone, Golden Palace saw an opportunity to gain publicity while contributing to a charitable cause, as the proceeds from the auction went to Habitat for Humanity. This casino has a huge collection of weird items, such as Michael Jackson's miniature racetrack driver license from a theme park, a jar with Brad Pitt and Jolie's molecules. The casino paid a woman $15,000 to legally change her name to Golden Palace, and they bought a grilled cheese sandwich with the Virgin Mary's face on it for $28,000, which was also sold on eBay. They truly buy the weirdest things on the internet. And that is the end of the most disturbing items sold on eBay. Thank you guys for watching till the end of this video, and go comment down below if you think these listings are real. I mean, they are real listings, they were actually posted on eBay, but were they actually haunted? Honestly, I don't believe it for the most part, but hey, who knows? Go follow my other social medias. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys.